it off here. University of Maryland Eastern Shore going against the Lady Eagles of Coppin State University. Of course, this Coppin State team started the year 0-22. That's not a good way to start. Actually, 0-10 as far as the MEAC is concerned. Then they won 3 straight, but lost the last 3, 1 in overtime, and that was to South Carolina State by 11.
I tell you, you got to give Coach Burrows a lot of credit to get his ladies playing when you start off like that, as far as not winning. All of a sudden, you don't believe that you can win, but he's done a great job.
On the other side, you talk about Maryland Eastern Shore. They started MEAC play 1-2, then lost 4 straight, 9 of the next 10, but ended the season on a winning note, 3 straight wins.
That's why I think they're going to come out victorious today, Charlie. If Amanda Carney can get it going off the bench, making some threes.
Xenia Popovich, Chance Graham will be jumping center. Our officials, Timmy Bryant, Krista Vetta, and Ed Matthews.
And I tell you what, I love to see Chance Graham play because she's an old school type player, really established herself in the low post.
UMES in the white jerseys. Coppin State in the gold. Opening tip. And Coppin State will control the opening tip here.
And it appears that the Lady Eagles are starting in a 1-3-1 matchup zone.
Hamilton running the offense there for Coach Burrows. In the corner, Graham takes the shot. It's 3, and it's short. Rebound pulled down by Maryland Eastern Shore's Gills Miles.
Both teams starting in zone. Lady Hawks.
Brooklyn Bailey, 3-pointer. It's not a 3, it's a 2.
Nice ball movement that time by the Lady Hawks. Now they've got a little 1-2-2 action going. Back into the 1-2-2 matchup zone.
Hamilton being guarded defensively by Tamaya Thomas. And she'll put up the 3. It bounces out. And here come Maryland Eastern Shore.
Nice transition offense.
Adrian Jones takes it down the floor. Tamaya Thomas finishes it.
And that's what they want to do. The Lady Hawks want to get it up and down the floor. A little pressure on the ball.
Lawson being pressured. Price. Comes inside, almost a turnover. Chance Graham saves it. Shot clock at 5 seconds right now. Down the lane and up off the glass, and we're going to get a player control foul. And that's going to be charged against Jalinda Sally, the sophomore out of Reynoldsburg, Ohio. There she is, number 45, sports management major.
The Lady Eagles did not have good shot clock awareness that last time, Charlie.
Again, the 3 ball doesn't fall that time for Maryland Eastern Shore, but the rebound is put back in there. We're going to get a foul. And Maryland Eastern Shore's Adrian Jones is fouled on the play. Hopefully she's okay.
Yeah, that was a nice ball fake that Miss Jones utilized and got Amaya Price up in the air. Created the foul situation.
But it wasn't a shooting foul, so they'll just take the ball out of bounds.
Again, both teams are opening up in different types of matchup zones. The Lady Hawks are trying to take away the post game of the Lady Eagles.
Chance Graham had 11 points the first time these two teams met. 7 points and 10 rebounds the second time around, and she comes up with a block shot that time underneath.
Nice effort that time by Chance. Was out of position and hustled her way back to create the block.
Didn't play her freshman year at Coppin State, but has done a very good job the last couple of years there. This is Maya Thomas, and Brooke Bailey. The 3 ball doesn't fall that time for Bailey. Shot clock went off, but it did hit the rim.
And that's what the Lady Hawks want to do. They want to shoot a lot of threes.
Long jumper 3, no good. This time for Sally. Rebound around. Chance Graham is there. Has it knocked away. Gets it out. Saves it.
And that's
Lawson.
And that's what Chance Graham does. She goes to the glass like a maniac, a rebounding machine.
Sally, shot, no good. Air ball.
For the Lady Eagles, they're going to have to make that shot because they're going to take away the low post defensively. They're going to give that shot to Sally all day. She's got to prove that she can make it.
Adrian Jones from the corner, 3 ball, in and out. Ball still bounced around. Here comes Coppin State. Price with the ball. Inside. Price driving inside, puts it up with the one-hander, and it's good. So the first points of the day for Coppin State.
Nice dribble penetration that last time by Amaya Price.
Down the lane, the runner for Maryland Eastern Shore doesn't fall for Maya Thomas, but it goes back, and Popovich puts it in.
Being in the right place at the right time.
Sally in the lane. Graham down to Sally. Sally drives in, puts it up, and it's good.
Nice inside-out basketball that last time. You go down to Graham, and she kicks it right back to Sally.
5:45 left first quarter here. Along the baseline, nice easy basket for Adrian Jones. She had 18 points the first time these two teams met. That was in Baltimore.
She's capable of scoring like that. She read the defense, took the baseline.
Long jumper, 3 ball. Price short.
Lady.
Dwayne Burrows in his 4th year as the head man at Coppin State. He's a graduate from Coppin State, played baseball there, and out of bounds, stepped on the line.
Nice defense that last time by the Lady Eagles. Maya Price read the pass and was able to get the steal.
And there's a timeout on the floor with 5:02. Maybe it's not a timeout. Let's see. They did not take a timeout. I thought they were taking one. As you look at Fred Batchelor over there, 199 career wins, 16th at University of Maryland Eastern Shore.
Big game today for Coach Batchelor.
It is.
And now it appears as if the Lady Eagles have gone into a boxing one.
Claiborne on the ball. He's in the game right now. The runner doesn't fall. Big rebound pull down for Coppin State by Olodier.
And I'll tell you what, the defensive scheme right now for the Lady Eagles is to take Amanda Carney away. They totally denied her on their last defensive sequence.
Well, you know, if you don't, she's going to
light you up. There it is right there. And there it is. Right on cue. Made us look good, Charlie.
Whoops, there it is.
And if
it's an 11-4 ball game.
She gets off to a good start. That's a great sign for the Lady Hawks.
And there's a turnover for Coppin State. Team that's averaging 20 turnovers per ball game. Under 4 minutes to go. We're in the first quarter here. And we have an 11-4 ball game. And it's Maryland Eastern Shore on top.
Chances are you depend on someone who does. Help us connect Hampton Roads.
Back here at the Scope in Norfolk, Coppin State trailing by 7 here in the first quarter. 3:57 to go. We talked about Fred Batchelor, the head coach of the Hawks of Maryland Eastern Shore in his 16th year. Last year, he had his team in the semifinals. They lost to Bethune-Cookman in that semifinals. It was in the finals in 2015. Lost to Savannah State then. And the young lady you see him talking to there, she played for him. That's Casey Morton. She played for him here at Maryland Eastern Shore. She's now an assistant coach for the Lady Hawks of UMES.
I tell you what a great accomplishment for Coach Batchelor. If he can get this win today, it'll be his 200th victory at the University of Maryland Eastern Shore.
Down the lane goes Goodwin. No good. Graham with the rebound, and she is fouled, and picking up the foul is Taylor Claiborne.
The rebounding machine is Chance Graham. A little pressure being utilized by the Lady Hawks. 1-2-2, three-quarter pressure. They'll fall back into possibly a 1-3-1 or 1-2-2 matchup.
Like the pressure, as you said. One of the people who was glad to see today, Frankie Allen, who was a former coach at Howard and Maryland Eastern Shore, now doing the broadcasting and radio analyst for University of Maryland Eastern Shore. Good to see him here.
No doubt, Frank is a great friend, great coach, and I followed him at Tennessee State University.
Okay, well, there we go. Always following good people.
Yeah, right. That's why I follow you.
A little pressure by Coppin right now. Steal, almost a turnover.
But a 10-second, yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Great.
Second violation. So a turnover for Maryland Eastern Shore, who came in averaging 17 turnovers per contest.
Great change of defense that last time by the Lady Eagles.
Graham holding the ball up high. Gives it off to Lawson. Lawson will take the jumper. It's off the mark. Back of the iron. And it goes out of bounds, and it'll be Hawks ball.
And the Lady Eagles have made a change offensively. Now they brought Chance Graham up to the high post and put Dami down low.
Down the lane. Jumper doesn't fall that time for Carney. Too close to the basket for her.
Yeah. She can't breathe in there.
This is a team, Fred Batchelor lost 65% of his offense from a year ago. So he's done it a lot with smoke and mirrors, believe it or not. There's a three ball that falls for Lawson, the sophomore out of Whitby, Ontario.
And she's shooting
29%.
right. Exactly.
Yeah.
She's capable of making them. Back to the 2-3 zone.
Adams in the lane. Good.
Nice cut that time by Adams. Saw the opening in the middle of the lane. Cut right to the ball. They delivered it to her. Nice little follow through.
6-point game, 13-7. Under 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. We're at the Scope in Norfolk. First of a 4-game day here.
And give both teams credit. They're switching defenses. Both coaches are on their games defensively, making the other team think about what they're going to do on the offensive end.
Winner of this game goes on to play at noon tomorrow. The winner plays Bethune-Cookman, the #1 seeded team, coming into the tournament.
And Bethune is
the defending champs.
Very talented team.
Yes,
Very talented.
Alexandria Hamilton at the free throw line. She's a 59% free throw shooter. At the first one, got both of them.
And that's a great sign when the 59% free throw shooter makes 2 in a row. Little 2-2-1 pressure by the Lady Eagles.
Remember, they violated earlier with the 10-second violation. They get it across this time. Adams across to Carney. Adams No good. Rebound, and a foul is going to be against Carney.
Nice little pick and pop that time by Adams. Got the shot that she wanted, just didn't make it, but it was great execution. Nice little, instead of screening and rolling, she screened and popped out that last time.
Rose Smith comes off the bench for UMES, replacing Adams. Lawson gets it back outside. Graham holds it high. Lawson in and out. No good. Goodwin with the rebound.
I tell you what, Jalinda Sally's really working in that low post. They got to give her the ball.
.45 seconds left in the quarter. Down the lane, off the glass is short. And Graham, well, they struggle there grabbing the rebound, but Coppin State controls it. Inside, and Sally will go to the line.
Nice rim run that time by Jalinda Sally. She was really working on that last offensive possession, and she was rewarded this time for running the floor. That's what you want to do. If you get the big girls rebounding, give them a chance to touch the basketball on the offensive end.
So Rose Smith picks up the foul. That's the big 6'3" sophomore out of Harlem, New York. Went to Promise Academy there. She picks up the personal foul. So some substitutions coming in for Fred Batchelor right now. Maya Thomas comes back into the lineup, as does Adrian Jones.
And Sal
Graham is going to take a breather on the bench, and she's replaced by Dami Oloyede.
And Sally's only shooting 52% from the free throw line. Let's see if she can.
Hey, all these bad free throws coming to life today, aren't they?
I tell you. Yeah, they've got to make free throws in these in one and done tournament play. Free throws are critical.
And she makes the second. And it's a 13-10 ball game. Maryland Eastern Shore led by as many as 7 with 29 seconds to go in the quarter. Talking about Sally, she had 3 double-doubles this season, so she could put it down.
Right, and she's a big body in there to go along with Chance Graham and Dami.
Adams back outside, down the lane. Goes Jones, no good. 8 seconds to go. Coppin pushing it. They have a chance. Sally for 2.
Nice look that time.
So, Jalinda Sally, last year she was a 2-time rookie of the week as a freshman, where she averaged 6 points and 5.5 rebounds and had 29 blocks. Back with the second quarter from the Scope in Norfolk in just a moment. As we start the second quarter here at the Scope in Norfolk, game number 1 of 4 today here on Flow Sports, MEAC Tournament 2020. This is the University of Maryland Eastern Shore against Coppin State, and Maryland Eastern Shore had a 7-point lead, 11-4, but Coppin State has crawled right back in it thanks to a young lady by the name of Sally, who in 7 minutes has put up some pretty crucial points. She has 5 to lead her team in scoring, actually leading everybody in scoring in this contest.
And I tell you what, give a lot of credit to Coach Burrows. He must be a great motivator. His team lost their first 22 straight games. So to have these young ladies playing like this now, that's a tribute to Coach Burrows.
Certainly is. He was a former assistant and head coach at the University of the District of Columbia. Became the head coach here at Coppin. As you see that 3-ball not fall that time for Adrian Jones. And assistant, the team went to 3 NCAA tournaments when he was an assistant.
I tell you what, he knows how to win.
Yeah. Became the head coach in 2015. Sally with the 3. Sally's feeling it, isn't she?
Right, I tell you what, she needs to have a good game to complement Chance Graham. Give them that 1-2 punch offensively.
At the other end, it just doesn't fall for them, and it goes back to UMES.
Nice hands that time by Maya Price. Just could not culminate the layup, but give Miss Price a lot of credit. She's really working on the defensive end. Getting 2-2-1 pressure by the Lady Eagles. Nice skip pass that time.
Travel is going to be the call against Maya Thomas, a freshman out of Chesapeake, Virginia, right down the road. Went to Deep Creek High. In fact, played on a state tournament team last year in high school at Deep Creek High, where she averaged 14.8 points per contest.
Again, nice soft pressure, man. Nice hollow basketball that time. Great execution.
With 7 points in the game, and Coppin takes the first lead of the contest, 14-13.
Give credit to Chance Graham as she saw her teammate working hard in the low post, and she rewarded her with a nice entry post delivery, and Sally culminated.
And Adrian Jones at the other end picks up a personal foul, a charge. And there you see Sally working down hard, down low.
I tell you what, she's off to a great start, shooting a very high percentage. Her and Chance Graham on a nice 1-2 punch right now for the Lady Eagles.
Chance Graham, and it's the biggest lead of the day for the Lady Eagles. A 3-point advantage right now. They were down by 7. They were down 11-7, and since that time, they've gone on a 12-2 run. And they take a timeout. That is Fred Batchelor. They trail it by 3.
We take pride in our legacy that prepares you for the rest of your life. Coppin State University.
Along with Cy Alexander, Charlie Neal here at the Scope in Norfolk. And it's the University of Maryland Eastern Shore against that young lady, Chance Graham, and her Eagles of Coppin State University, who was down by 7 points early in the contest, but have gone on a 12-2 run and have taken a 3-point lead here in the second quarter with 8:13 remaining.
And part of the problem for the Lady Hawks right now, Charlie, is they have 5 turnovers. Great defense by the Lady Eagles.
Popovich is in the lineup again, and this is almost a turnover, and it is. And that's number 6.
And I tell you what, Maya Price is having an outstanding game defensively for the Lady Eagles.
Hamilton now running the offense against Bailey. Brooke Bailey on her out high. Down low, it comes into Lawson. Down to Sally. Sally throws it away. Just too much. Too much mustard on that one.
Yeah, too much mustard. A little high for Chance Graham. She's a great athlete, but not that good.
So Carney checks back into the lineup for the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. She'll replace Brooke Bailey. Brooke Bailey had 15 points the first time these two teams met in Baltimore, 10 in the second meeting down in Princess Anne.
Tell you what, the defensive changes, the pressure has really been effective for the Lady Eagles.
Brooke Bailey does stay in the lineup, and a save out of bounds, and it goes over to, that's number 7.
Number 7, exactly.
For Maryland Eastern Shore.
And that's
not afford to, you know, they came in averaging 17 turnovers a contest.
They're going to get that today.
They keep this up.
Right.
That's not a stat you want.
Right. Well, high ball screen action.
Chance Graham gets it up high. Down low to Sally. Sally turns around and travels.
And this, just what we talked about in our opening, 2 different styles of play. You see the Lady Eagles want to do everything inside out basketball with Sally and Graham, whereas the Lady Hawks want to get up threes.
That would have given them a 5-point advantage had that basket gone. Carney, they're going to call a moving pick. And they're going to call that one against Barisha Gill-Miles. So the basket wouldn't count anyhow.
I tell you what, I've seen a lot of those moving screens this year. Officials have really been plugged in on that particular call from an offensive standpoint.
One of the things that the NCAA wanted them to focus on is Sally with the putback. Strong rebound and putback.
Tell you what, don't be so mean, young lady.
And it's a 5-point advantage for Coppin State. A 14-2 run.
Jalinda Sally utilizing that size.
Inside, the pass inside to Gill-Miles. She just couldn't handle it. She was wide open underneath.
Turnover number 8.
Sally, foul. And going to the line for 2 will be Sally.
And I tell you,
fouls on Popovich.
Coach Batchelor's got to be scratching his head right now, wondering what can we do not to turn the basketball over. That's been the Achilles heel so far in the first 2 quarters.
First meeting, the final score was 66-63. Coppin State won by 3. But when they went to Princess Anne, it was a 15-point victory for Maryland Eastern Shore, 61-46. And this young lady continues to impress, doesn't she?
No doubt. 2 for 3 right now from the free throw line.
11 points for Miss Sally.
She's really holding her own and letting Chance Graham, who really hadn't gotten going yet, when she gets going, that's a double whammy. Nice 1-2 combination that the Lady Eagles will have.
16-2 run. 20-13, another turnover.
Tell you what, the pressure is really causing the Lady Hawks some problems. The 2-2-1 trapping, the first pass, high-low action looking.
9 turnovers in the game for Maryland Eastern Shore. This will be the 3 ball. And now Lawson makes it a 23-13 ball game, a 10-point lead for the Lady Eagles of Coppin State, who have struggled this year. Like I said, they started the season 0-22. They started 0-10 against conference opponents.
I tell you what, great motivating to keep these young ladies playing. Right now, Lawson is 2 for 4 from the three-point line. But again, the key right now is the defensive pressure that the Lady Eagles are putting on the Hawks, and what they have, 9 turnovers right now?
Yeah.
That's the key. 10 turnovers for the Lady Hawks.
Like I said, they started 0-22. They won 3 straight. They beat Maryland Eastern Shore at home. They beat South Carolina State on the road. And then they came on the road, beat Norfolk State.
Yeah,
they weren't supposed to be on the road, right?
That's
Norfolk
a big.
State. And then, but then they lost their last 3 games of the regular season. They lost to Delaware State at home, lost to Morgan State on the road, and lost to Maryland Eastern Shore on the road.
I tell you what, the Lady Hawks got to figure out how to take care of the basketball.
They certainly do, because they're down by 10 right now with 5.5 to go in the first half of this contest. Thomas puts it up. Good. That's the first basket in a long time for Maryland Eastern Shore.
Nice drive that time by Maya Thomas. Read the lane. When the seas parted, she attacked. And now all of a sudden the Lady Hawks have picked up their defensive pressure, have come out of the zone, and now in straight man-to-man.
That was the first basket of the second quarter, for Maryland Eastern Shore, that last basket.
And this is what they want to do. They want to rebound strong, one and done, and see if they can get it up the court quickly and attack.
Down the lane, puts it up, and it's good. Maya Thomas with the basket.
Coming alive is Maya Thomas, penetrating and attacking the rim.
Freshman in front of the home crowd.
Right.
Down the road, Chesapeake, Virginia is where she hails from. Down inside Chance Graham, and she puts it up for 2.
She got the lucky bounce that time on the rim. I didn't think that was going in, but the rim was kind that time.
4 points for Chance Graham. Blocked by Graham. Price gets it off. Here's Price. A little catch with Lawson. Graham over in the corner. Price, no good. And out of bounds off of Maryland Eastern Shore. Coppin will maintain possession.
And you see the defensive intensity picking up by the Lady Hawks. They're playing with a little more focus on the defensive end now. On the baseline out of bounds, they set up in a 2-3 zone.
Price down low to Sally. Sally spins around, and she is fouled by Popovich.
Sally so far 3 for 4 from the free throw line, having an outstanding game with 11 points so far in 11 minutes.
Second foul on Popovich.
Her form looks really good on her free throw shooter.
Yes, she's 3 of 4 at the line. Second one comes out. Carney. Free ball does fall for Adrian Jones.
And that's what the Lady Hawks want to do, is push it and get the three-point shot opportunity.
They've cut the deficit to 5. It was 10 a moment ago. Sally inside. Right-handed hook. It's good.
Don't be so mean, young lady. Go to work, Miss Sally.
Sally with 13 points in the game. Runner, and that one is good for Thomas.
Tell you what, she is doing an excellent job of getting to the glass off the bounce.
2:45 to go first half.
Change of defenses now again by the Lady Hawks, back to a 2-3 zone.
Price holds it high. Back outside to Hamilton. Inside. Price. Shot clock at 1. That's a shot clock violation. It didn't hit anything.
Good defense by the Lady Hawks. It was good ball movement by the Lady Eagles, but they didn't have shot clock recognition. Price probably should have taken that shot when she had it around 10 feet on the baseline.
Adams inside. Almost a turnover. Bounce pass. Nice inside. Nice feed from Jones to Gil Miles.
Great feed that time by Adrian Jones.
3-point ball game right now. Trail by as many as 10. That is Maryland Eastern Shore. Price for 3. It's good.
Good ball movement. Strong side to weak side. Price knocked it down.
They said it was a 2-pointer, not 3. 29-24. Adams looking. Carney could not hold on. Was there in position for the rebound, but couldn't grab it.
Almost a nice offensive board that time by Amanda Carney. I'm surprised that the Lady Eagles have come out of their pressure, because it was really causing the Lady Hawks some problems.
So Sidnor checks in for University of Maryland Eastern Shore. Chance Graham. That's good. That's a 3-ball. And the lead is 8 with 1:10 to go.
And I tell you what, Chance Graham showing her versatility. You normally think of her as an inside post player, but she went out to the 3 line that last time and knocked it down.
another turnover for the Hawks of Maryland Eastern Shore. That's number 11. And now we got a player control foul. A charge is going to be whistled against Coppin State.
Good charge taken that time by the Lady Hawks, excuse me.
Here it is. Right there. And charge it to Leah Lawson. He's charged with the foul. Adams. Turnover, number 12.
Yeah, they're going to get 17 today, Charlie.
And the reverse layup doesn't fall that time. Under a minute to go. 33 seconds. And there's a foul. Price with the hard foul that time on Adrian Jones. And that'll send Jones to the line for 2.
She got bailed out that last time.
She did. She was out of control.
She was way out of control.
Adrian Jones with 5 points so far. First time at the free throw line. I remember when I officiated and the players would get hit like that. So I'm not bailing you out. You shouldn't have gone in there. Where's the foul, ref?
I tell you what.
You're not getting one today.
She definitely got bailed out that time.
So Adrian Jones puts up the first free throw, and it's good. 31 seconds to go. Makes them both. .31 seconds to go. 30 seconds on the.
Now the Lady Eagles need to play for the last shot. They don't need to rush it right now.
It's only 1 second difference in the game clock and shot clock.
Play for the last shot. Don't even think about shooting before 4 seconds.
Well, they didn't listen to you. That was Lawson. But they get the ball back. 3 seconds to go. And that's going to be the end of the first half.
That's why they lost 22 straight.
32-26. That is our score here at halftime at the Scope in Norfolk. The winner goes on to play tomorrow at noon against Bethune-Cookman. Back with halftime activities from the Scope in just a moment.
Grand Furniture.
Back here at halftime at the Scope in Norfolk, 32-26 is the score. Coppin State with the 6-point advantage over the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. I'm joined by Keith Davison, who's the athletic director at Maryland Eastern Shore. Good seeing you always, Keith. And again, we've got one of these situations where your team was up big and then they got down 10, but you still have a second half to go.
Yeah, the ebb and flow of the game, yeah. So they're going to keep it interesting. This is a young group, so they play up and down a lot. So I'm hoping that we're going to keep it close and have an opportunity to win at the end.
When you talk about March Madness, what does it mean to you?
Well, first of all, it starts off with the MEAC. And, it's always fun to come out and see you and also my colleagues out here. It's a second season for us, so you get to kind of redeem yourself for any mistakes in the regular season. And then obviously the excitement about basketball, what it means to our campus being the flagship program, and just how we get excited on campus about it.
Of course, I think Maryland Eastern Shore is still looking for its first ever MEAC tournament championship. What would it mean for the team to go all the way? Of course, they got Bethune-Cookman tomorrow, the winner of this game.
Well, it would mean so much to our program. Like you said, we've never won on the men or the women's side, so that would be really big for exposure for us. Also to the revenue that's associated with going to the tournament, but just the pride and just the reinforcement in what we're doing is right at the institution. You know, putting student athletes first and preparing them for the game of life.
Looking back at this past year academically, the program itself, how has it progressed?
Really well. You know, we've academics and APR is a fight each and every year. What I'm most proud about us academically is that for the past 10 years, we've averaged an 85% graduation rate. And so we don't have any teams that are in APR penalties right now. And we just want to build on that, Charlie. Mm-hmm. And we recruit, I charge coaches to recruit student athletes who aren't eligible, but student athletes who want to matriculate and earn a degree.
When you talk about this time of year, winter sports are winding down. Spring sports are kicking in with baseball and softball and golf and tennis. And, of course, outdoor track and field. Not bad showing a couple weeks ago at the indoor track and field championship.
Absolutely. Both our men and women finished fourth, and this is the third year with Coach Drummond. He's building a great foundation for this track program, and so we're looking to do the same in the outdoor and to continue to build on that. And I think people are going to be really surprised with our baseball and softball teams this year, particularly looking at the non-conference wins they've had so far. So it's not the same old Hawks.
When you look back at your careers and your time at University of Maryland Eastern Shore as athletic director, what do you feel are your biggest accomplishments?
Academics. Really, in the zero-sum game of athletics, there's more than one zero-sum game in athletics. In intercollegiate athletics, there's more than one way to judge success, and that's our core values of scholarship, sportsmanship, and citizenship. And those are the three areas we seek to develop in the young people. So when we do that, we'll be successful.
All right, Keith Davidson, athletic director at the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. We're at halftime here at the Scope, game number 1 of 4 today. Back with more halftime activities in just a moment.
A tradition of hometown banking. Town Bank, serving others, enriching lives.
Back here at the Scope in Norfolk, Virginia, 32-26, our halftime score. Coppin State on top of the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. And I'm joined by the athletic director at Coppin State, Derek Carter. Derek, a very competitive first half. This team is not playing like a team that's lost their first 22 games in the season.
No, actually, no. And, you know, they've played hard. And that's the good thing. Even though the start wasn't what we wanted, we really can't complain about the effort that the young ladies gave. So,
looking back over this academic year, some of the things that you're most proud of, not only, you know, of course, maybe not on the winning side, but just overall.
Sure, we take a lot of pride in the resources that we're able to put into academics. We had 13 student athletes with a 4.0 grade point average, and 65% of our athletes had a 3.0. So our academic staff, they worked hard, and the dividends paid off.
Well, of course, we're winding down with winter sports, spring sports coming into play right now with baseball, softball, track, outdoor. But you had a heck of an indoor track season, especially with a young man by the name of Amoa.
Joseph Amoa. And, in fact, headed to New Mexico for nationals tomorrow. So he's going to run the 200. And he has a bright future. He's definitely the leader of our track program, and he's going to represent his country in Ghana for the Olympics. So that's a good thing. And like you said, baseball, softball, we're expecting great things. Our baseball program should really compete for the MEAC championship.
You talk about Joseph Amoa. Last year he had an injury which kept him down a little bit, but now he's come back and
he's full strength. Man.
He's at full.
When he's at full speed, he's a problem.
From an athletic director's perspective, what are some of the biggest challenges you think you're facing today?
Well, clearly right now today we're facing the challenge that the whole nation and the worldwide challenge of dealing with all the aspects of the coronavirus. So that is on the forefront of such a fluid topic that everyday things are changing. And of course, as an institution of our size, we're trying to have enough financial resources to support all of our teams and give our student athletes the experience that they deserve. So clearly that's a challenge for all of us.
When you look back on your tenure as athletic director at Coppin State, what do you feel are some of your biggest accomplishments?
Well, I've said this for years. My number one is every year when we see those students graduate. That's the biggest accomplishment. But, of course, we've done some other things over my 3.5 years. I think the fact that we were able to really reestablish our Athletic Hall of Fame, that was a very positive thing that we did, because you can't forget those student athletes who played and competed years ago, and you want to get them their acknowledgement, their recognition, and keep them involved with the program. So we've been able to blend in a lot of the history of the past of Coppin with what we're doing currently, and it's worked out very well for us.
All right, Derek Carter, who's the athletic director at Coppin State, joining us here at halftime. His team leading at halftime, 32-26, and we'll be back with more and the second half in just a moment.
Lives.
At halftime here, 32-26. The Lady Eagles of Coppin State over the Lady Hawks of the University of Maryland Eastern Shore, after being down by 7, came back on a big run, 16-2. In fact, took a 10-point advantage, 23-13 there in the second quarter. But Maryland Eastern Shore chopped away and didn't let it get away.
I tell you what, it was all keyed on their defensive pressure and the fact that they had created a lot of turnovers.
You saw that big shot there by Carney, but this young lady is the one who's been the catalyst, along with Chance Graham. We're talking about Sally for the Coppin State Lady Eagles.
I tell you what, she's done an excellent job. 5 for 8 from the field, has been able to be a dominant factor in the low post, has 13 points at the halfway mark. Chance Graham does what she does, 6 rebounds.
Well, Chance Graham, you talk about the 6 rebounds. She also, coming into the game, she has 7 points in this contest. Leading scorer for University of Maryland Eastern Shore is Maya Thomas. She has 10 points on 5 of 8 shooting.
Freshman from the area, her coming out party for the Lady Hawks to see if the freshman can continue to play well. She's going to need Carney to step up in the second half.
It should be an interesting second half. You're talking about a team coming in. This Maryland Eastern Shore team has never, ever won a MEAC regular season or tournament title. They were in the finals last year, first time ever. You know, they upset a team a couple of years ago before losing to Savannah State. That was a couple of years ago that they were in the finals. And again, this is a team that came in 8-25 overall, 15-11 in terms of overall, I should say. 8-2 is 8-21 overall, 5-11 conference play. They played 16 conference games, so they were 5-11 against conference opponents. 8-21 overall. Came in as a preseason number 5 team. It was a prediction they were going to finish 5th in the preseason polls. They did actually finish 8th. On the other side, Coppin State came in as number 10 in the preseason poll and finishes number 9. So this is the number 8 and number 9 team going against each other. The Maryland Eastern Shore will inbound the ball to start the second half.
Pretty even matchup. Teams, just a rubber match as the clock. Did it not start?
Well, the clock moved, but the
shot clock did not.
5 seconds off the shot clock.
Again, we talk about Coach Fred Batchelor having an opportunity to get his 200th victory at the University of Maryland Eastern Shore.
In the corner, down low, it's Popovich. Gets it outside. Short jumper, and that one is good by Adrian Jones.
Excellent set that time. Nice inside-out basketball by the Lady Hawks.
4-point ball game. You're Coach Fred Batchelor. What did you say at halftime?
Hey, guys, I'm trying to win my 200th win. Help me out.
Say help me out. I need all the help I can get. Right?
No doubt.
3 ball doesn't fall, and the rebound by Adrian Jones. Inside, Popovich for 2.
Nice running the floor that time, and Maya Thomas hit a head pass. Looking up.
Almost a turnover. 24 on the shot clock.
Lady Hawks in the 2-3 zone.
Hamilton with the ball. Price holding high, double team. Sally tries to dump it inside, and it's a turnover.
And what
Coppin State.
And what they're doing out of the 2-3, they're trapping the first pass, which is kind of throwing the Lady Eagles off.
10 turnovers for Coppin State. And there's another turnover, number 13 for Maryland Eastern Shore, number 12 for Coppin State. Nobody wants it. It's a hot potato,
right now. For sure. The horn set, double high post.
That's a 3 ball, and that drops. And that's a clean drop that time for Maya Thomas, the freshman.
She's having an outstanding game, a coming out party for the freshman who played high school basketball in the area.
And it's a 1-point game now for Maryland Eastern Shore. They were down by as many as 10 in the second quarter. Chance Graham inside to Sally, wide open for 2.
Nice baseline drop that time. You hit the short corner is what you call it on the court. And then Sally dropped, Chance hit her. 2 points.
And we're going to step aside. There's a timeout on the floor. It was a 32-26 lead at halftime. 1-point game here, 34-33. Coppin State led it by 6 at halftime. 32-26, but a 7-0 run to start this third quarter for Maryland Eastern Shore gave them a 1-point advantage, and the first point just scored moments ago in the second half by this Coppin State team to take a 1-point advantage. Sally with that last basket with her 15th point in a day.
Out of the timeout, Lady Eagles showing the 2-2-1 three-quarter defense.
Carney off the mark. Correction, that was Popovich with that shot.
And the Lady Hawks have done a good job in changing up their defenses, playing with a lot more intensity on the defensive end.
Graham down the lane, puts it up, and she is fouled. She's going to go to the line, and she'll shoot 2.
Lady Eagles doing a good job of working their combination, their action with Sally and Graham, working either high-low or short corner, and those two young ladies have, been playing really well together today.
Chance Graham at the free throw line. Graham is a 69% free throw shooter.
And she cans both of them today.
And the lead is 36-33.
Again, the Lady Eagles sticking with the pressure.
Talking to Derek Carter, the athletic director, at halftime, we talked about the fact that this team doesn't play like a team that started the season 0-22, as you saw Maya Thomas with that basket. But he said they played hard, and that's the key.
And that's the credit to the coaching staff. Again, give Coach Burrows a lot of credit to keep his young ladies playing hard, because when you lose that many in a row, you have a tendency to want to just give up.
You do. But coaches can't give up, right?
No doubt. A nice rebound again. Chance Graham doing what she does. A rebounding machine, gets fouled on the play, back to the free throw line with another 2-shot opportunity. Last time she was there, she made the last 2.
Coppin State, 5 postseason appearances. Derek Brown was the coach for many years. The last one was 2009. They went to the WNIT. They were also in the WNIT in 2007. They went to the NCAA tournament in 2005, 6 and 8. In 2005, they played Carolina. 2006, they played UConn. 2008, they played Maryland.
I tell you what, Coach Derek Brown was an assistant before he became the women's coach, was assistant to legendary head coach Frank Mitchell.
Yes, indeed. 37-35. That one goes in and out, and it's going to be Maryland Eastern Shore continuing to hold onto the ball under their own basket with 6:09 to go here in the third quarter. Charlie Neal, Cy Alexander with you here at the Scope in Norfolk. Popovich gets tied up, and the alternating arrow will favor Coppin State.
Good defense that time as they collapsed on Popovich, and she really had nowhere to go. They threw it to her in a tough situation that last time. 2-3 zone by the Lady Hawks.
Hamilton working down the right side, gets a little screen there from Sally. Price down the lane. She baseline, just couldn't get it to fall. Good defense there. Nice catch, but a foul That'll send Gil Miles to the free throw line. I didn't think she had a chance to even catch it.
That was great coordination that time by Gil Miles, because she was right under the basket. But give credit to Popovich on the block, because it looked like Price had a clear lane to the basket, and out of nowhere came Popovich to defend the basket.
Talking about Popovich, she's been around a while. She's a senior out of Moscow, out of Russian. Has played 88 career games. This will be number 89 for her. Started 52. And this will be number 53-28 this season.
I wonder if she any relations to Coach Greg Popovich.
I don't know.
That's a good
ask that.
Yeah, that's a good question.
38-36.
Nice drive that time by Lawson. Tacked the rim. Saw the lane and went to the basket. Drew the foul.
And she's going to go to the free throw line. A 74% free throw shooter. Came out of Tallahassee Community College. Won first year at Coppin State.
A lot of good players always come out of that community college. I've recruited there before. A lot of good players.
Now, this is a young lady who's second in the conference in free throw percentage. She missed that one.
Yeah, so far today, she's only 2 for 7. Well, actually, that was the first one.
Missed both free throws.
Yep.
Popovich gets the rebound.
Now you've got Carney in the game, the three-point shooting specialist.
Carney on the wing to the left side. Popovich down low. Now the three ball, which is off the mark by Bailey. Brooke Bailey couldn't get that one to fall. Down the lane, the pass inside to Sally for. Nah, it doesn't. Oh, Popovich with the rebound, and a foul is going to be whistled. And this is going to be a frustration foul more than anything else.
That was a nice look that last time by Lawson to Sally. Sally just couldn't finish at the rim.
And the foul picked up by Hamilton.
Little 2-3, a wide 2-3 zone, really out high, try to take away the three-point shooting by the Lady Hawks.
Here's Carney off the mark. And the Hawks keep the ball alive on their end.
Good offensive rebound that time.
Down the lane. And a foul is going to go against Sally. And that's going to send Brooke Bailey to the free throw line.
Brooke Bailey's been in the right place at the right time over the last two offensive possessions.
There's a timeout on the floor, and it's a two-point ball game here in the third quarter with 4:37 remaining. And it's Coppin State by 2 over Merlin Eastern Shore.
Save you 15% or more on car insurance.
We're at the Scope in Norfolk. First of 4 games today on the schedule for the opening day of this 2020 MEAC tournament. This afternoon, right after this game, we'll see the number 7 seed Howard University team taking on the Lady Bulldogs of South Carolina State. Our second game of our 4 games today. 2 ladies, 2 men. Men will take center court later on this evening. Meanwhile, this is the number 8 seed, Maryland Eastern Shore, going against the number 9 seed, Coppin State. And at the line is Brooke Bailey trying to tie this ball game. She makes the first of 2 free throws. 65% free throw shooter.
Nice form that time, as Brooke Bailey is one of the young ladies that you expect to be able to make three-point shots for the Lady Hawks. And a turnover by the Coppin State Eagles, and both teams have been turnover prone so far today. And again, I know as a former coach, you definitely want to take care of the basketball, because in tournament play, every possession counts.
13 turnovers for Coppin State. 14 turnovers for Maryland Eastern Shore. Not a stat you want to be proud of.
No doubt. Little dribble weave action going on by the Lady Hawks.
There's Adams working the left side, trying to get Carney loose. They're doing a good job with her. Down low. Ball goes down to Gil Miles. Down the lane. Gil Miles just too hard. Gets the offensive rebound. And it'll be off of Chance Graham. Good defense that time. Not to foul her, but to get all hand on the ball.
Very good defense by the Lady Eagles. You can tell they're well schooled in their scouting report because they were right there on all those cuts that the Lady Hawks ran. The Lady Eagles were right there on each cut.
Chena in the lineup now for Maryland Eastern Shore. Adams over to Thomas. 4 minutes left here in the third quarter. Tipped. Shot clock at 5 seconds now. And the runner goes for Thomas.
I tell you what, you can't give enough credit to Maya Thomas, the game she's having as a freshman in her first Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference tournament.
Lead is by 2 for Maryland Eastern Shore. Down low. Back outside. Chance Graham takes the 3, bounces off. And the rebound and put back that time goes down for Olayede. Dami Olayede.
Nice positioning by Dami, that last offensive board.
Adams back outside to Bailey. Brooke will pull up for the jumper. No good. Graham with the rebound.
And Brooke Bailey's 0 for 4 now from the three-point line. And she's someone that we talked about in our pregame keys. She has to have a good offensive game from the perimeter. She and Carney for the Lady Hawks.
See Tyree Allen going to the bench, the freshman out of New Haven, Connecticut. Couldn't hold on to that pass, and a turnover again. Number 14 for Coppin State. Adams inside. Carney 3. Yes!
Count it. Nice shot preparation that time by Carney Hill to follow through. Moved herself where the defense was, found the opening so she could get that three-point shot off.
That's her specialty. She does it as well as anybody.
Shooting 37% from the three-point line. And if I'm Coach Batchelor, I want to see if I can give her another shot to see if we can have a heat check. Now she needs to move to the wing. There she goes. Swing it, swing it. She missed.
Talking about Carney, she has the third most three-point attempts as Adams takes the shot and it doesn't fall. And the ball knocked away off of, are they going to call a foul? They're going to call that on Chance Graham, a push-off on Graham.
And that's, as a freshman, Maya Thomas understanding the college game. You had your three-point shooter wide open on the wing that time, and she held on to give her another chance to see if she could make 2 in a row.
I was talking about the fact that she had the third most three-point attempts in the MEAC this year, 174 coming in, and there's another one.
And that's Maya Thomas answering. She said, I ain't got to pass the ball to Amanda Carney. She looked over at me and winked.
So I know what I'm doing.
Right.
Although at the other end, it's Olayede with the basket for Coppin State. 4-point game, 46-42. Adams. This will be a 3-ball, no good. Rebound and I thought it was a foul. Yeah. I was calling a foul. The basket was going crazy on the sideline.
The official in you came out that time because it was a foul.
I'll leave it alone.
Yeah, right.
Travel. Yeah, was a travel on Coppin State's Olayode.
And she's done an excellent job doming off the bench today for the Lady Eagles. 2-3. Now that's a 1-2 too wide matchup zone by the Lady Eagles. They're sending the cutter through Amanda Carney. You must communicate in this defense.
Adams takes the three, and it's good.
And this is what we talked about in the opening, saying that the Lady Hawks needed to do was make three-point shots, and they're coming alive right now with their three-point shooting here in the third quarter. Nice basket that time by Sally. She's been relatively quiet in this third quarter so far.
Talking about three-point range for Maryland Eastern Shore. They were ranked third in the conference in three-point percentage this season. 15 seconds left here in the third quarter. 5-point ball game, 49-44. Maryland Eastern Shore, here's the runner, no good. Battle for the loose ball. And Sally comes out with it. At the buzzer, no good. So that's going to be the end of the third quarter. 49 for Maryland Eastern Shore, 44 for Coppin State. 10 minutes left in this one. The winner goes on to play tomorrow, and they will play Bethune-Cookman, the #1 seed.
No interest for 5 years. Text MEAC to 90407 to score a special offer from Grand Furniture.
Charlie Neal, along with Cy Alexander at the Scope in Norfolk. MEAC basketball tournament time as they kick off March Madness. Game #1 of a whole week of activities, 1 of 4 today. This is Coppin State, Maryland Eastern Shore. Maryland Eastern Shore looking for an opportunity to go up against the #1 seed team, Bethune-Cookman, and also give Coach Fred Batchelor his 200th career win as the head man in Princess Anne, Maryland. Prior to coming here, he was the head coach at Elizabeth City State University in the CIAA.
And I tell you, we talked about what did he say at halftime about trying to get his team going. They have done an excellent job on Jalinda Sally, who had 13 points at halftime, only has 4 in the second half.
Price with the rebound for Coppin State on that missed free three.
Nice transition defense that time by the Lady Hawks.
Yeah, Sally, she misses the chip shot that time, but gets the offensive rebound and puts it up with a hook, and it misses again. And it's Carney with the rebound.
They are really collapsing and converging on Jalinda in this second half, so I'm sure she was a key topic of discussion by the coaching staff. We've got to defend her, and they've done an excellent job. Consequently, they're now leading by, now it's 7.
51-44 is the score. It's been a 25-12 run since halftime for Maryland Eastern Shore.
All key through their defensive effort.
And a turnover for Coppin State, 17 for them today. They came in averaging 20 turnovers per contest.
And tell you, that's the kind that Miss Hamilton, Alexandria, just mishandled the basketball. There was no pressure on it. She just didn't catch it.
Portia Sidnor in the lineup right now for Maryland Eastern Shore with the ball. Shot clock down to 7 seconds right now. From the corner, and it's good. A 3-ball that time for Brooke Bailey.
And she's coming alive in the second half.
The lead is 10 for Coppin State. Under 8 minutes to go in this one. Sally down low, back outside. Price from the 3-point range, it's good.
That was excellent ball movement that time by the Lady Eagles.
So Maya Price, sophomore out of Charlotte, North Carolina, with that last basket. And we got an alternating possession arrow will favor Coppin State after that tie-up.
As I see Coach Fred Batchelor telling his Lady Hawks they got to get out and defend Price. She was wide open that last time in the corner. It was excellent ball movement by the Lady Hawks.
A young lady who hit that last basket for Coppin State. We're talking about Maya Price. Started 10 last year for this Coppin State team as a freshman. Went to Mallard Creek High School, and we get another three.
Nice.
Now, Coppin State not going away, are they?
No, they aren't. Nice inside-out basketball that time. Price to Allen. Found an opening in the zone, hit the interior, kicked it back out on the perimeter.
Tyree Allen is a freshman, and we're going to get a foul against Allen out of New Haven, Connecticut. Went to Hillhouse High. Her season high was 13. She did that against the Lady Aggies of North Carolina A&T.
And Coach Burrows got a nice nucleus to work with. He got a lot of young players that getting a lot of playing time this year. They won a few games. Got something to build on. A nice foundation for the future.
They're not going away. 54-49 is our score. 50-4. Yes, 54-49. That almost went in off the glass by Popovich.
We'll kiss off the glass that time, just a little bit too hard. The bank was not open on a Monday.
Well, Sam Jones was looking.
I know, right? My man Sam.
Almost a steal, and it goes off. Coach Burrows not happy. He thought it went off of.
No, he didn't like that call.
From Brooke Bailey, but
right. Nice cut. Oh.
And coming out with it is Allen.
Nice anticipation on the defensive end that time by the freshman Allen.
6:10 to go. Ten seconds on the shot clock. Chance Graham, and she'll go to the line. She is fouled. And picking up the foul for Maryland Eastern Shore's Portia Sidnor.
Good patience that time by the Lady Eagles. They worked the ball around the perimeter. Miss Graham saw the opening on the baseline. They got it to her, and she's able to get to the free throw line. And that's her. I think she's 5 for 5 now.
She has not missed at the line today. Chance Graham is a 69% free throw shooter. Hits 1 of 2.
Now you gave her the announcer's jinx that last time, Charlie.
4-point ball game. They led by as many as 10. That is Maryland Eastern Shore here in the third quarter, 54-44. But since that time, it's been a 6-0 run by Coppin State. 10 seconds left on the shot clock now for the Eagles. And that shot doesn't fall for Popovich. And again, Allen comes out with a rebound.
Allen has been
off the bench.
I'm telling you, she's been Johnny on the spot. And you wonder how long Coach Batchelor is going to keep Carney and Bailey on the bench.
And again, here's another foul against Sidnor. She picks up 2 in a row.
But
to be out of bounds.
Well, actually,
the lineup against Sally's coming back in.
Right. And I'm looking to see if Amanda Carney will be coming back in. Maya Thomas, who's leading the team in scoring so far, maybe she'll come in. Here comes Carney now.
They're looking inside, trying to get the ball to Sally. Under 8 seconds on the shot clock. Sally has it and lost it.
Oh,
wow. She was right there. Everything was working except she didn't hold on.
You got to catch it.
Right.
You got to catch it.
4:57. That's the time remaining here in this fourth quarter. And it's a 4-point lead for Maryland Eastern Shore, trying to advance to tomorrow's second round. Back with more from the Scope in Norfolk in just a moment.
Keeps on going. The MEAC, educating student athletes for the game of life.
March Madness gives the winner of this tournament. Both men and women are right to dance in the big dance. And we'll see how this plays out all week long, as this is game number 1 of a week-long tournament here at the Scope in Norfolk, Virginia, along with Sir Alexander, Charlie Neal courtside for this contest. And Maryland Eastern Shore has been up and down. They led by 7 in the first half, trailed by 6 at halftime, led by 5 at the end of 3. Was up by as many as 10 here in the fourth quarter, and right now it's a 4-point ball game and pressure by Coppin State.
The team that makes the least amount of mistakes over this next 4:46 is going to be the team that's going to pull out a victory.
19 turnovers for Coppin State, 13 turnovers for Maryland Eastern Shore.
And at one point is Maya Thomas going to be reinserted into the ball game. She's leading the Lady Hawks in scoring today, and here she comes.
Popovich just picked up her 3rd foul. Nobody really in foul trouble on either team. Price has got 3 for Coppin State.
Look.
Travel is the call. Turnover again. And that is number 20, which is their average for Coppin State this year. And you're talking about Maya coming back into the lineup. Here she is.
And 2 mistakes down the stretch over the last 2 possessions for the Lady Eagles, made by Jalinda Sally, who's had an outstanding game, but she's had 2 turnovers in a row in crunch time.
Well, she had 13 at the half. She only has 4 here in the second half. That's off.
Yeah, you can see that.
See that one?
Yeah, you can see that one. Your vision's still good.
Let's see if this one's good. In and out, but the offensive rebound by Adrian Jones. She rebounded her own missed shot.
And that's key when you miss shots. 3-point shots usually come up with long rebounds. They didn't take advantage.
Certainly didn't. Let's see if the Eagles can cut it down to 2. Sally, travel again.
3rd turnover in a row for Jalinda Sally. As you can see her talking to herself, she's a little bit frustrated again. Great first half, not so good second half, only 4 points, and 3 consecutive turnovers in a row down the stretch. Down by 4 points, 3:28 left to go.
Sally with 17 points. 13 of those came in the first half. 3:15 the time remaining in regulation on this 4-point ball game. Here's Adams with the ball, gets over to Carney. Maya Thomas back to Carney. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Thomas. He's yelling shot clock. Coach is yelling. I don't understand how they were not aware.
That's a freshman mistake.
Yeah.
She's got to take that shot, be clocked, have awareness of the shot clock. And again, give the Lady Hawks a lot of credit on the defensive end. They really have shut down Jalinda Sally in this second half. And now the 4th turnover in a row, Charlie. That turnovers are killing the Lady Eagles right now. 22.
17 for Maryland Eastern Shore. Was that 21 or 22? Yeah, that's
22. Yep. And right now, your leader needs to be Chance Graham. She's got to dominate the glass and then ask for the basketball on the offensive end with 2:39 left to go in this contest.
Graham was the defensive player of the year in the conference a year ago. Started all but 2 this season, has 7 double-doubles, but they've held her pretty much in check also.
Exactly.
This game, 12 points, and a lot of those coming at the free throw line. And we got a held ball, and the alternating possession arrow will favor Maryland Eastern Shore.
And that's why the lead was lost by the Coppin Lady Eagles, because your 1-2 punch combination of Sally and Graham just have not gotten it done on the offensive end.
Well, Graham does have a double-double in this contest. And there's a runner by Carney for 2.
Nice kiss off the glass by Amanda Carney. Laser stroke that she has.
So Chance Graham with the double-double. She has 12 points. She also has 12 rebounds. And here's a turnover Adams gives it off to Thomas. Thomas to Adams. Adams puts it up, and it's just a little bit too hard. Here comes Hamilton, and that's an offensive foul. Player control foul.
Good charge taking that time by Gil Miles. And these are the kind of things that don't go on the box score. Critical charge, giving up her body for the team that time.
1:51 is the time remaining. And 1:51 away for Coach Fred Batchelor to pick up his 200th win as the coach of the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. Remember, before he came to Maryland Eastern Shore, he was down at Elizabeth City State University. Spent many years there and did a good job as the head man at UME at Elizabeth City.
And has done an excellent job in revitalizing the women's program at the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. And the 200 victory couldn't come in a better ball game.
Well, last year, team in the tournament semifinals lost to Bethune-Cookman, who wound up winning the championship. He was a head coach at Elizabeth City, Buffalo State, assistant at the University of Buffalo on the men's side. So he has a lot of experience.
He's a big Buffalo Bills fan.
Oh, yeah. Shot clock under 10. Adams, and she is fouled and will go to the line, and picking up the foul is Lawson, Aaliyah Lawson.
And great pocket pass that last time by Gil Miles.
And they used the clock effectively.
Right. Time and score. You got a chance to score now for 2 free throws for Adams. And she is, what, from the first time from the free throw line.
65%.
She missed that first one.
Adams from Bowie, Maryland, went to Roosevelt High. Freshman. So it's a 7-point ball game, 57-50. She comes out. She's replaced by Adrian Jones.
A little token pressure.
Steele, picking a pocket. You're talking about a pickpocket. Number 3, that's Brooke Bailey.
that definitely was a pickpocket.
Too hard. Carney with the rebound. Bailey foul that time. Brooke Bailey. And the foul is against Alexander Hamilton.
And they're not in the bonus yet.
Nope.
So essentially that was a pretty good foul.
Put a Band-Aid on it, didn't it?
Yeah.
Carney. And she is fouled right away by Allen.
And I think now,
Carney to the free throw line, and she's an 83% free throw shooter.
She's not the person that you want to foul. Today, it will be her first opportunity today.
Yep.
From the free throw line.
Talked about all her three-point attempts, 3rd most in the conference this year. Jayla Thornton from Howard University, who we'll see in the next game, she led the conference in three-point attempts with almost 100 more than everybody else.
Wow.
266. So you think Carney puts them up? Wait till you see Jayla Thornton.
Right. That means she's attacking the basket.
Both free throws made by Carney, and it's an 11-point game, 61-50, with 49 seconds to go. This equals the biggest lead for either team today. And now Coppin State calls a timeout. They'll get the ball in the front court with 49 seconds to go. Again, the winner, should Maryland Eastern Shore hold on, will take on Bethune-Cookman tomorrow. That game will be played at noon right here at the Scope in Norfolk, Virginia.
Great second half defense by the Lady Hawks.
Yeah, they were down by 6 at halftime.
Right.
They led by 5 at the end of 3 after they went on that 23-12 run. And then, of course, this Coppin State team was not going to go away. They closed it to within 4, 54-40, 54-50 rather, and that shot is no good. But then a 7-0 run down the stretch here for Maryland Eastern Shore, and they have stretched that lead to 11 with 43 seconds to go.
And Maya Thomas gets an opportunity now to go to the free throw line, shooting 2, and a lot of credit needs to go to Coach Batchelor as his defensive strategy in the second half. They came out the second half showing a 2-3 zone and trapping the first pass, and that created some turnover opportunities. Plus, they did a great job of denying Jalinda Sally, who had an awesome first half, just really never got out of the gate in the second half.
Maya Thomas hits 1 of 2 for her 21st point of the day. And it's going to be Maryland Eastern Shore
advancing
with a 12-point advantage right now over Coppin State. Coppin State, they fall to 3-26 for the season, 3-14 against conference teams after starting the season 0-22. They made it a game here. They were not going to be denied. Shot clock violation, and 1.5 seconds is the time remaining.
Give a lot of credit to Coach Batchelor and his staff. Great win for his 200th victory at the University of Maryland Eastern Shore.
And of course, a full timeout being called by Coach Dwayne Burrows in his 4th year. A Coppin State grad. He's in the Coppin State Hall of Fame. And his team, just a lot of young people. You've got Tyree Allen, a freshman. You have Alexandria Hamilton, who's also a freshman. Marley Greenway, a freshman. Unique Myers, another freshman. And then you have a couple sophomores. Linda Sally, she's going to be a force to be reckoned with.
No doubt. No doubt.
Debbie Weiss, a sophomore. And Maya Price, we've seen her. She's a sophomore. Leah Lawson is a sophomore, and Diamond Adams is a sophomore. So we'll see all of these people returning next year.
A great nucleus.
For the team, yes.
A great nucleus, and when you look at the stat that did them in was 25 turnovers. And
that did not help at all.
That was the stat that did them in.
On the other side, we talked about Fred Batchelor losing 65% of his offense from a year ago. He didn't have that many seniors. He's got Godwin as a senior, Dachina is a senior, and Popovich is a senior. Carney's back. She's a junior. And that's going to do it. The final score, 62-50. And it's ladies from Princess Anne, Maryland, University of Maryland Eastern Shore, coming out on top, winning over Coppin State here. Game number 1 of this MEAC 2020 tournament.
Survive and advance. That's what it's all about right now.
Well, they'll take on a very formidable opponent tomorrow. That is Coppin State. Will be eliminated. The Maryland Eastern Shore will advance to take on the number 1 seed, Bethune-Cookman University.
And what the coaching staff will do is go back and start working on the Bethune-Cookman.
Well, that's going to do it for this game. We'll be back with game number 2 in about 30 minutes. We'll see Howard University. See you in a minute.
All right, back on set over here in about 8 minutes.
Okay.
8 minutes over here.
For the second game? For the second
game, we'll do that open.
In 8 minutes? In 8 minutes?
No, but we got to do the open prior to that.
Yeah, but the game is 25.